Well, welcome to today's edition of 5 at 5. The verse that I have in mind today is James chapter number 1 and verse number 14, where it says, "Every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed." Again, this is James 1:14. Listen to it very closely. Every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Now, Paul says that there is no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. So you see, temptation is a common reality. Every man is tempted. Now, in context, James is talking about the goodness of God and how every good and perfect gift, he would go on to say, is comes down from God, and that no man who is tempted, when he is tempted by God. For God cannot be tempted with evil, neither does or would God tempt any man with evil. God doesn't do that. That's not who he is. It is against the very nature of God to tempt us with evil. But again, the fact remains that every man is tempted, right? Common to man, temptation. And this solicitation towards evil, right? Every man is tempted with it. And he is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lusts, his own passions. When he is enticed, he's drawn away. Now, temptation is anything in thought or deed or action, reaction, whatever, that would take away my attention and affections for God, the God who knows me, the God who loves me, the God who made me for himself. A temptation is to draw me away from that God. And every man is tempted. When is he tempted? When he is drawn away of his own lust. Now, how are we drawn away? Well, you know, the Bible calls the devil an adversary, our adversary, the devil. He's called a thief who has come to steal and to kill and destroy. But you know, the devil is also an angler. He is the prince of the power of the air. He's the God of this world, the God of this age. He uses the world and he uses the things of the world to allure us. We as Christians, with a very vulnerability toward being tempted. We are tempted because he uses the allurement of the world to again draw us by our own lust, that thing in us, our own lust. He draws us away from God, draws our affection and our attention, ambitions away from God for nefarious reasons. He wants to destroy us. He comes not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. And so we need to understand this, that this temptation many times comes from the God of this age, using this world to allure us through those passions that exist in us. He uses sort of our own nature against us. And when we yield to temptation, right? When we yield to that solicitation, when our attention and our ambitions and our affections are drawn away from God, then we are drawn away and we are enticed, but it's by our own lusts, you see. And then it goes on to say, and when this lust brings forth sin, and sin brings forth death, you see, that's the order of things. And we need to be on God, and we need to pray as Jesus taught us to pray, lead us not into temptation. That is, we need to have a very clear understanding that we need the protection of God to keep us from following after those things that are our own lusts, those things that entice us through our own passions. And so, friend, what is this? This is simply things that we need to know so that we can pray as we ought, so that we can live in his presence as we ought. Because these temptations are very, very real. And when I am tempted and I am drawn away of my own lusts, and I'm enticed that way. And so how you and I need to walk in the presence of the Lord, how you and I need the protection of the Lord, how you and I need to pray as Jesus taught us to pray. Lead us not into temptation. Well, friend, that's just a word for us today. We look forward to being with you again tomorrow at 5 at 5. See you then. God bless you. Bye-bye.